Hi, today we'll explore 10 inspiring quotes by William Shakespeare that could change the way you see life. 1. The quote, "To be or not to be? That is the question," expresses one of the deepest reflections on existence and human suffering. In this famous line from the play Hamlet, William Shakespeare presents a moment where the character Hamlet contemplates the meaning of life and the struggle between continuing to live or escaping pain through death. The phrase represents an internal conflict that many people experience when facing hardship, uncertainty, or emotional turmoil. Hamlet is questioning whether it is nobler to endure the difficulties and injustices of life or to end suffering altogether. However, the fear of the unknown after death makes the decision even more complicated. The quote explores themes of courage, fear, and the complexity of human thought. It shows how people naturally search for meaning when confronted with suffering. In essence, Shakespeare uses this line to illustrate the universal human struggle with doubt, purpose, and the challenge of facing life's hardships while seeking understanding and direction. 2. The quote, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players," presents a metaphor comparing life to a theatrical performance. In the play As You Like It, William Shakespeare suggests that every person in the world takes on different roles throughout their life, much like actors on a stage. From childhood to old age, individuals go through various stages, each with its own responsibilities, behaviors, and expectations. A person may be a student, a friend, a parent, a leader, or many other roles at different moments in life. These roles shape how people interact with others and how they contribute to society. The metaphor also highlights the temporary nature of these roles, reminding us that life is constantly changing and evolving. Shakespeare's message encourages reflection on how people perform their roles and how their actions influence the larger story of humanity. In essence, the quote teaches that life is dynamic and structured in stages, where every individual plays a part in the ongoing drama of the world. 3. The quote, "Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind," expresses the idea that true love is not based only on physical appearance, but on deeper emotional and intellectual connection. In the play, A Midsummer Night's Dream, William Shakespeare suggests that genuine affection comes from how we perceive and understand another person internally, rather than how they look externally. When people fall in love, they often value personality, character, kindness, and shared values more than outward beauty. The mind shapes how we interpret a person's qualities, allowing love to grow from admiration, respect, and emotional understanding. This perspective explains why love can sometimes seem irrational to others, because feelings are guided by inner perception rather than simple visual judgment. Shakespeare's message highlights that love is complex and deeply connected to imagination, emotions, and personal experience. In essence, the quote teaches that real love sees beyond appearances and is formed through the mind's ability to appreciate deeper human qualities. 4. The quote, "Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them," explores the different ways individuals can become influential or successful. In the play Twelfth Night, William Shakespeare suggests that greatness does not come from a single path. Some people are born into positions of power or privilege, which naturally gives them influence and opportunities. Others achieve greatness through hard work, determination, talent, and persistence, gradually earning recognition and success through their efforts. Finally, some individuals have greatness forced upon them by circumstances. Unexpected events, responsibilities, or challenges may place them in important roles where they must rise to the occasion. The quote highlights that leadership and influence can develop in different ways, and that people may discover their strength when faced with responsibility. In essence, Shakespeare's message is that greatness is not limited to birth or status. It can also be achieved through effort or revealed through the demands of life's unexpected situations. 5. The quote, "Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late," highlights the importance of punctuality, preparation, and responsibility. William Shakespeare suggests that being early and well prepared is always preferable to arriving late or missing an important moment. Time plays a crucial role in many areas of life, whether in work, relationships, or major opportunities, and failing to act at the right moment can lead to lost chances or negative consequences. Arriving early demonstrates respect for others, discipline, and seriousness about responsibilities. It also allows time to prepare mentally, organize tasks, and avoid unnecessary stress. On the other hand, being late can create problems, damage trust, and suggest carelessness or lack of commitment. Shakespeare's message encourages people to value time and plan ahead rather than risk failure through delay. In essence, the quote teaches that careful preparation and early action are far better than the regret that comes from missing the right moment by even a small amount of time. 6. The quote, "We know what we are, but know not what we may be," highlights the uncertainty and potential inherent in human nature. In the play Hamlet, William Shakespeare suggests that while people often understand their current character, habits, and limitations, the future possibilities of who they can become remain unknown. Life presents opportunities for growth, transformation, and self-discovery that cannot always be predicted. Experiences, choices, and challenges shape individuals in ways that may reveal talents, strengths, or qualities they were unaware of. The quote encourages reflection, self-improvement, and openness to change, reminding us that personal development is a lifelong journey. It also emphasizes hope and potential, suggesting that the future holds the possibility for greatness, learning, and meaningful transformation beyond current circumstances. In essence, Shakespeare teaches that while we have knowledge of our present selves, embracing uncertainty and striving for growth allows us to discover what we are truly capable of becoming. 7. The quote, "There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so," highlights the power of perception in shaping our experience of reality. In the play Hamlet, William Shakespeare suggests that events, situations, and circumstances do not have inherent positive or negative qualities. Instead, it is human thought, interpretation, and judgment that assign value and meaning to them. What one person perceives as a misfortune, another may see as an opportunity. What seems desirable to some may be meaningless to others. This idea emphasizes the role of mindset and attitude in influencing emotional responses, decision-making, and overall well-being. It encourages critical reflection on how we interpret challenges, successes, and interpersonal interactions, reminding us that perspective can transform experiences. In essence, Shakespeare teaches that the distinction between good and bad is largely subjective, and by consciously shaping our thinking, we can change how we experience and respond to the world around us. 8. The quote, "The miserable have no other medicine but only hope," emphasizes the essential role of hope in overcoming suffering and hardship. In Shakespeare's works, he often explores human pain, loss, and despair, suggesting that when all other remedies or solutions fail, hope remains the key to survival and resilience. For people who face adversity, whether through illness, poverty, loss, or emotional struggle, practical measures may be limited, and external circumstances may not immediately improve. In such situations, hope serves as a psychological and emotional lifeline, providing the motivation to endure difficulties and to keep seeking better outcomes. It allows individuals to imagine the possibility of relief, recovery, or change, sustaining them through hardship. The quote highlights the human capacity to rely on inner optimism even in the darkest moments. In essence, Shakespeare teaches that hope is a vital, life-preserving force that can give meaning, strength, and the courage to persevere when no other solution seems available. 9. The quote, "Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once," emphasizes courage and the way fear shapes human experience. In the play Julius Caesar, William Shakespeare contrasts the lives of fearful and brave people. Those who live in constant fear of danger, failure, or mortality experience repeated suffering, anxiety, and emotional deaths long before their physical end. Their worries and hesitations rob them of vitality and peace, making life feel like a series of losses. In contrast, the valiant face challenges and risks with courage, accepting the inevitability of death without allowing fear to control them. True bravery allows individuals to live fully and authentically without being paralyzed by imagined threats. The quote suggests that fear diminishes life, while courage preserves it, making the experience of living richer and more meaningful. In essence, Shakespeare teaches that mortality is inevitable, but living fearlessly allows people to confront life with strength and grace, experiencing true life rather than repeated emotional defeat. 10. The quote, "If music be the food of love, play on," expresses the idea that love, like music, nourishes the soul and enriches human experience. In the play Twelfth Night, William Shakespeare suggests that just as food sustains the body, music sustains and amplifies the emotions of love. The speaker is asking for music to continue because it intensifies feelings of passion, longing, and romantic desire. Music serves as a catalyst for emotion, helping people explore and express the depths of their affection. At the same time, the quote reflects the interplay between art and human experience. Music, poetry, and other creative expressions can evoke and deepen emotional states. Shakespeare also hints at the idea that indulgence in emotion, like listening to music, can be both pleasurable and overwhelming. In essence, the quote teaches that love thrives when it is celebrated and nurtured, and that music, as a form of art, can fuel and heighten the beauty, intensity, and complexity of human emotions. If you enjoyed these quotes by William Shakespeare, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos.